What is up YouTube, KM888 here, and welcome back to my YCS Lille experience part 3. This time I'm going over some standard combos of this deck, and I'm going to start with the easiest one, the one that I want to do, the one card combo, and I'm going to move up to a couple of different ways in which you can perform the combo, and you're going to see that you can actually play through hand traps pretty decently in this. The last combo that I'm also going to do is going to be one in which I use my side deck. So I can show you guys, if you have the 2-card combo of K9 Noroi plus the Dodo Warrior, what you can actually do and how well it benefits this deck. Just to see where the overlap falls in between these two archetypes. And I really think I have to make my point come across, because not a lot of people know how good the K9 engine can be, especially also in this deck. So yeah, the first thing that I want to show you guys before we go into anything else, someone on my channel in a previous video told me that like you can actually lose the Dodo glove and just put in a second Onomatakage and your combo doesn't differ that much. Plus, on top of that, you can, if you want, cut out the Gagaga Magician, which I'm actually not going to do. I'm going to keep the Gagaga Magician for now, unless in actual tournaments it comes up that I don't need it anymore. But the swap of one Go Glove for the second Onomatakage is actually a really good change. I've been testing it out and it's pretty good. Maybe not as much in a bestial format, but we'll see. But for now, I am going to change the combos to have double Onomatakage instead of the one Dodo glove, because it's kind of a brick less in the deck. The Onomatakage can special itself, so it's better in that regard. But yeah, let's dive into the combos. Combo 1, just starting with the Dodo Warrior. We're going to activate it. I haven't sorted my deck because I'm going to do multiple combos in a row. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but you're going to see how I combo throughout a tournament. This is actually going to go pretty fast. Special Dodo Warrior, use Onomatakage to special summon out Overlay. And we're going to put the Gaga Girl in the extra monster zone. I like to put my first Exceed already up there if I know that I might need more room down here. So yeah, use the Gaga Girl, detach the Dodo, and we're going to search for Onomata Pickup. So I'm already going to search Onomata Pickup, and then with the Dodo Warrior, you're going to search for the Zubaba Bancho Gaga Code, which you're going to get in your hand. Activate the pickup, and we're going to search for Onomatopera. So now this is our hand. Activate the Zubaba Bancho, special summon it, because we control a Gagaga. Use this effect, summon the Dodo Warrior. Pick up effect, target the code, and you're going to change the Dodo Warrior's level to 4. Now, a funny thing is, if you really want, you can do this the opposite way, and you can go for a rank 6 play right here. So if you, for instance, you want a spell or trap negate, you can actually go for the Evolzar Lars right here. But then you need other cards in your hand to get further along in the combo. So, but that's actually a possibility that you can do. I've tried to test it out, but it hardly ever comes up that you want to go into the rank 6. So I just decided to not do that anymore and just keep on comboing with the force, with the 4 engine. Right here, we are actually going to go into Ryziel Duo Drive. Duo Drive's effect, we're going to detach from the Gaga Girl and from the Duo Drive. This way we keep one material underneath here. Not that it matters, but it might force the opponent to do a awkward play because they are fearing the field spell, for instance. But yeah, so Duo Drive is going to search, and we are going to search for Ice Ryziel and Sword Ryziel. Now, the thing that I've learned in this build, if you are going to normal summon a Ryziel monster, you're going to search for Ice and Sword. If you don't if you don't have a normal summon reserved for the Ryziels and you need to normal summon something else, or you've already used your ice in the beginning of the turn, then you're going to search for Sword and Note. So that's important. Definitely pick up on that. So this is your hand. And now, because you're only with rank 4s in the field, we're going to use this time to normal summon the Ice Ryziel, using the effect and special summoning the X Ryziel, because this is actually the only spot left in the entire turn in which you are only going to have rank 4s or level 4s, so X Ryziel can trigger right here. And now we're going to search the Note Ryziel. So that's the note. And right here, like, we can overlay with the duo drive. We can also, like, I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm gonna overlay the Ice and the X. And we're gonna go for Gallant Granite. Now this is purely what you want to do. Like, if you want to go into your Futures Excel first, you definitely can. This protects the Gallant Granite from targeting effects like Infinite Impermanence or Effect Veiler. You probably have to do that, I guess. So you can go Utopic Futures Excel first. If you want to keep the duo drive on the field, you can actually choose to do that. So yeah, Gallant Granite effect, and we're going to detach. I like to detach the X first, because if we are going to put something back later on, then the X is there to put back first, since we only have one X left. But yeah, for this combo, it really doesn't matter if you only have one X. And we're going to search the Fossil Dyna. Now, the reason we search Fossil Dyna here is because we need a discard for the Onomatopera. In the recent past, I actually made Emerald first to get a random discard for the Onomatopera, and then I got stuck by using Note to send Pachi. But doing it the other way around is actually more efficient, I've noticed. So I'm gonna go Onomatopera, we're going to ditch the Pachi, and we are going to search for the Gambara Knight and the second Onomatakage. So Gambara Knight and the second Onomatakage. The reason you can do this is because the Onomatakage it functions as every one of those typings, so it doesn't really matter. And then right here, we are going to special the... can we special sort? I should have... Yeah, I have the X in the graveyard, so special sort, use the effect. From now on, we are locked, but it doesn't matter anymore. Search for star. Then special the star by detaching the the duo drive. Always good to have the additional Ryziel in the graveyard. Star effect, we are going to activate, well, we're going to set the Ryziel cross first. And then we're, oh, sorry for the camera, guys. Let's try to, it's hard sometimes filming while doing combo videos. So, yeah. Flip up the Ryziel cross. In like this way, the opponent might fear a Ryziel detonator right here. If they have Nibiru, you still have access to basically everything, which is just nice. So yeah. So yeah, let's see that I don't do anything stupid, I guess. Since they don't Nibiru you here, we are actually free to go into a Daigusto Emerald. And then we use Emerald effect, detaching the sword, and we are going to put back 3 of our cards. Now, I do like to put back the Onoma engine, because that's the most powerful, and in the graveyard, the only use that you're going to get of this is having the Onomatakage in there, but we are going to put the second one in there anyways. And if we would attach Dorodoro Warrior to our detonator, then we might be able to get another surge in my opponent's turn, but like that really doesn't matter right here. And then with the Emerald, we're going to get 1 draw. So it doesn't really matter what it is. I'm going to check just in case. It's an Izuna, but it doesn't matter. It's a random draw. Always nice to have. And then we're going to overlay the Emerald with the Gallant, putting the 2 Ryziels in grave. And we're going to summon the Eclipse Twins. Special summon the Note Ryziel, use the effect, tributing the Eclipse Twins. And we're going to special summon back our Sword Ryziel. Always pick the fire if you can, just in case of a possible bestial, you never know. And then Eclipse Twins is going to trigger, and we're going to special summon back our Emerald, and we are going to put the Gallant Granite underneath. So the reason I keep my Duo Drive in the graveyard, just to have more Ryzial names, like for the cross, it's always nice to have those. And right here, we are actually going to make our detonator. So the detonator right here is just in case that a hand trap still has to come, we can just negate it with the cross. And we're going to put the Eclipse Twins underneath it. Now, the reason for the Eclipse Twins right here, this is actually important. If the opponent has stuff like Book of Eclipse, Dark Ruler No More, you name it, then you can actually, if the detonator goes to the graveyard, use Eclipse Twins effect, because we still have the Duo Drive in there, to revive something, and then you wouldn't actually lose outright from a stupid Dark Ruler or a Book of Eclipse or anything else. Now do remember, Book of Eclipse can be negated by Ash Blossom, so you still have 4 other cards in your opening hand. You already drew a 5th, you're gonna get some more. So now we have the detonator right here. I'm going to activate the Gaga Gambara Knight. I'm going to reveal the Magician. I'm going to special summon it together with the Onomatakage. Overlay. And we are going to go into our Dagares, the Timeless. Use Dagares. We're going to detach 2. And we're going to special summon back our Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. Gambara Knight is going to activate. Remember, they can trigger, and where we usually didn't play another go to search, now we have that second Onomatakage that we just put back from the first Emerald. So we get a free card in our hand again, while still having an Onomatakage in the graveyard for the follow-up turn. Really nice, by the way. We can still use our Emerald, so we are going to use it. We want to have 1 Exceed in our graveyard for the Eclipse Twins with the detonator. So at this point, we are just going to keep the Gallant Granite in there because it doesn't function for any more usage. And we're going to put back our Duo Drive. We are going to put back the Gagaga Gambara Knight, and we are going to put back the X. That way we still have 2 Ryzial names left for our field spell. We're going to shuffle it up again, and we're going to draw yet another card. And just as before, it doesn't matter which we draw. Let's see. Would be a Dodo Warrior, which is great follow-up. Like I said before, it doesn't matter at all. So we have Onomatakage, 2 draws, and then the 4 other ones that we still had in our hand. Now use the Ryzial Cross. We're going to put Ice and Star back to the bottom, and we're going to get another draw. And right here, we are going to draw an Ash Blossom. Really nice, but it's a blank. So this is actually our end board from 1 Dodo Warrior. We have so much right here. We have a detonator with 3 pops. We have cross to negate. We have the Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, so the opponents will not be able to special summon anymore. And then we have our Utopic Future Zexal, which actually prevents targeting for any other card on the field, as well as it is the only thing that can be attacked. And right now there's 4, 8, 12, 13 ranks on the field, so it has 6,500 attack. So you don't even need to use any monster effects if you are afraid of Triple Tactics Talons. This board on its own is really hard to break if they don't have the out for it. And do remember, 4 blanks in your opening hand on top of these 4. So you have 8 cards in your hand. If any of those are still infinite impermanences, you can set them. If the opponent hand trapped you somewhere, maybe you had an extender, and like, if they hand trap you, half of the time, 1 level 4 extender is enough to get you back to the place where you would have been if they didn't hand trap you. So unless if they try to negate the Gallant Granite or something, like a big starter piece, most of the time it doesn't even matter if they hand trap you. So that's actually great. But yeah, this is my end board. 8 cards in hand, and then all of this. It's just amazing. Do remember, I play about 21 non-engine, so it's just crazy. So yeah. That's it for the first combo. I'm gonna try and put up chapters down below, so if you want to go to a certain combo, you can just swipe over, I guess. I'll try to use intermezzos between combo 1, combo 2, combo 3, and combo 2 and combo 3, stuff like that. Just so you can see what happens basically. I could show a combo where I just open up with the onomatopoeia, but I'm just gonna do it right until the point where it's exactly the same as before. So just so you see that if you open onomatopoeia, the order of searches in the beginning just changes, but then it's just exactly the same. So you go onomatopoeia, discard any card in your hand, and you're going to search for Gambara Knight, and you are going to search for the Dororo Warrior. Activate Warrior, and you're going to dump Onomatakage. Special it, use Onomatakage effect, overlay for the girl, and then you're going to use girl effect, detaching the Dodo Warrior, adding Onomata pickup again, there we go. And then the Dodo Warrior is going to search for the Zubaba Bansho. Use pickup, and you're going to add Onomatokage this time. And this is basically where you were in the previous turn 1, because you have the Zubaba Bansho to get into your duo drive play. And on top of that, you have the 2 searches in your hand already from the previous Onomatopoeia. The only thing that you're losing is the discard outlet for the Pachycephalo, but in this case, what you're actually going to do is you're going to discard a Pachycephalo from the node, and then you might lose out on an emerald draw, basically. That's the only thing. So that's the only thing where it differs from the previous combo. I just wanted to show you guys. I guess it's reasonable enough for me to show it, because it makes sure that you guys know that that the Onomatopoeia is the exact same combo starter than the Dodo Warrior. As well with the Onomata pickup, because if you start Onomata pickup, you go into Onomatopoeia, and then the para just searches once more for the Dodo Warrior and the Gambara Knight, and then the Gaga Girl can just search for the Onomatakage. So they just loop into each other, which is actually kind of nice. Okay, then for the next combo, I guess, we are going to start with Ice Dodo. The reason I like these is because this lets you play through hand traps way better, of course. So what you're going to do is you're going to normal summon Ice at the beginning and use this effect. Now, instead of going for an X Rizal right here so we can start searching, what we are going to do is we're going to start by summoning Star Rizal. The reason for it is Star Rizal just places the cross face down. And then you don't search. Activate the cross and overlay these 2 into a duo drive. And this way, you are protected from things like Droll and Luck, or Nibiru if they have one of the 2. Use Dodo Warrior, special summon it by sending the Onomatakage. Oh my god, this is some of these combos are going to take forever, just because it's all the same as every time. Use Onomatakage, special, and we're going to overlay into the girl. So, go into girl, girl effect, ditch the Dodo, and we are going to search for the pickup again. This is the reason why the pickup is so important. The card makes sure that you have a round loop of searches where you can get to either one of them while still having the level modulation to change your Dodo Warrior. Speaking of Warrior, its effect is going to trigger, and we're going to search for the Zubaba Bansho again. Oh my god, I shuffled. It was in the back like a second ago. So, like this. Use the pickup. We're going to add for para. And now we are going to special the code, use this effect for the Dodo, and we're going to overlay into our Gallant Granite. And as you can see, this is basically the same point where we were earlier. The only difference is that we've used ice to get into star, so we need to check where we are going afterwards. And I'm definitely going to do that for you guys. Use the Gallant Granites effect, and we're going to, it doesn't matter which one we detach. We are going to search for our Fossil Dyna right here, because it's the best discard outlet for our Onomatopera. And now that we have some more exceeds on the field, I'm actually kind of feeling great to use my Duo Drive effect. So Duo Drive effect, and we're going to detach our Zubaba Bancho. And I do believe that we have to detach one of the Ryziel names here. I'm not completely sure, but I'm like for 90% I think that we have to detach one, just so we need to get into our other place. So yeah, later on. And as I said before, because we've already used our normal summon on the ice this time, we are going to search for Sword, and we are going to search for Note. The basic reasoning for it, because we couldn't special X out of the Ice Ryziel, if we search for X and we special summon it, we cannot go for Future Zexal anymore. If we make Future Zexal first and we special X, we cannot search Note Ryziel anymore. So it's kind of a loop that counters your X, but oh well, doesn't even matter, right? So we're going to overlay the Girl and the Granite. And we're gonna go into our Future Zexal right here. So that's really nice. And then it's kind of the same now, I think. We're gonna go Special Sword, use the effect. And this time, because we cannot go for Star, we're just gonna go for... We're gonna go for X. Nah, I think we're gonna go for Ice. I think Ice is gonna be better. So use the Ice Ryziel. Although I have one discard for the Pachi, and then I can send Eclipse for the Note. So yeah, X is actually better right here because it's free. So I always try to think during my gameplays, I need one way to out my Pachi in hand, and I need one way to out the Eclipse Twins on field. That's something that I always try to do. If I wouldn't have the second card for the Eclipse Twins, then I might have searched the Ice Ryziel here. So yeah. But now we didn't need it, so that's great. Special X by dumping anything you want. It actually doesn't matter what you dump here. You cannot dump Eclipse Twins because you want to make it. That's the only thing. But dumping any exceed also don't dump the Gaga Magician, you need it. So what we are actually going to dump right here is the Lone Evil Swarm Excitonite. We don't need it for our turn 1 combo now, so we are going to dump it. Overlay these two. And we are going to go into our Emerald. So Daigusto Emerald. Using its effect, we're going to detach Sword. And we're going to put back, just like last time, the Onomatakage, Dorudo, and the Zubaba. And we're going to draw a card. Once again, doesn't matter what we draw. It's the Gagaga. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter because the Onomatopera, you can search Onomatakage with the Dorudo Warrior. So it actually doesn't matter, but I just want to show you the combo. So this time we have Imperm. It's also like sequencing error. I could have gone Onomatopera first just to search the Gagaga and the Onomatakage. Because we do play 2 Onomatakage. That's actually a thing. So we could have gone like this. So we're right here. And then 1 blank on top of the 3 blanks that we had in our hand anyways. Now let's see, the Note is gonna go for Detonator, these 2 are gonna go for Dugaris. So the thing that I want to do, which is actually kind of sad that I have to overlay these, I would play straight into hand traps then, which I do not like. I think I'm actually not going to do that. So I'm going to go no Triziel. I'm going to use this effect. Dump the pickup. Get into sort. Overlay for detonator. So we can play into Nibiru quite hard right there if we would overlay these two, because we've never given them a opportunity to hand trap us because of the cross. So definitely watch out with that. And then use the detonator effect and attach the Exiton, I guess. Now that we have this, I would actually make the Eclipse Twin still, which might seem weird, but you need the Eclipse Twins on board at the very least, just in case that they clear it. And also now you have your Ryziel names in graveyard, so you can actually use the cross, which we can actually already do. So we can go put back the X, put back the ice to the bottom, draw another card. So we got 2 draws this time. 2 imperms, look at that. And then we're going to use Gambara Knight, reveal the Magician, summoning the boat, overlay. Oh my god. What did I do? Dugaris, and then Dugaris effect going to revive the Fossil Dyna. And then you use the Gambara Knight, search for an Onomatakage again. So there we go. And at this point, this is your end board. You have less cards in your hand because you're only having 6. But you've made really safe plays with Cross and the Duo Drive that were on board. So you couldn't really get hand trapped by 1. Yeah, so this is actually way safer to play in an actual match. I think I played it kind of right. I might have done something wrong, but I hope not. The only thing that I probably would have done better is if I returned this from the Emerald for a draw, and then I attached the Dodo Warrior for the detonator, because if that would be detached, then I at least get to add the Zubaba coat again, Zubaba Bancho. But that was it for combo 2. And right here, I am actually going to show you guys what happens if you open up, where are they? This is the final combo. I am going to open up the Dodo Warrior alongside a card from my side deck. So when you're going first, I've told this a couple of times in my deck profiles now, you're siding in the K9 package. So you're siding in these 5, at the very least. I also side in like these 3 at the moment. Pot of Prosperity is still the only card that I'm not sure of in this entire deck at the moment. So yeah, if you know of any card that I should put in my side instead of it, definitely hit me up. But this is going in every matchup going first. And you want to open this. So let's go for that. What you're taking out, like, it doesn't really matter. If you're going first, you're probably taking out non-engine. Things like maybe Imper, maybe Veiler, maybe Bell, stuff that's worse in the matchup that you're playing. But yeah, now we're going to open Noroi and Dodo Warrior. Normal summon Noroi. Noroi effect. And what we're going to do is we're going to summon the K9 Jokul. Now, do not use Jokul effect, because if you search from the Jokul right here, you are going to play straight into Draw and Lock. We don't want that. What we want to do is we're going to overlay, and we're going to go into our K917 Ripper. And we're going to put it in the extra monster zone. So the rank 5 is out of the way. You can't really see it with the light. Maybe here. Yeah, here you can see it. Amazing. Now, the downside, they can imperm the Ripper because you do not have the loop is protection under it. So it's kind of a toss-up if they have Droll or if they have an imperm. But you kind of want to counter Droll more than you want to counter imperm anyways. And if they had Droll plus imperm, the Ripper wouldn't matter anyways. The Jokel Surge wouldn't matter, stuff like that. Most of the time, if they have imperm, they'll throw it on the Noroi. So technically they shouldn't have it here, but some players don't imperm on the right spots, I guess. Use Ripper effect, detach the Jokel, and we're going to search for the Lantern. Lantern effect, summon it together with the Jokel. And now you can use Jokel effect. So Jokel effect, and we're going to search for an Izuna. Now, I am not playing any K9 spell or traps, so I cannot search of the Lantern. In Lille, I actually was siding the K9 quick play spell as well, but it kind of was a win more situation, and I never felt that I need it, except for one spot where my opponent actually Dark Rulered my entire board, and the K9 quick play spell would have come in handy just as a destruction, still being able to play even with my negated Fossil Dyna on board. But it's kind of a weird situation, right? Because you're ending on the Fossil Dyna, so you're not really going to special with the quick play spell. But yeah, it's like at that point it is what it is. Maybe I should side it in over the Pot of Prosperity, but then I need to cut another card in my extra deck again, and I really don't want to do that. Like, the only two spots that I probably could clear are the Gaga Magician and the Exiton, but the Exiton actually comes in clutch so many times in games that are probably only lost causes, but because they play into the Exiton, you can actually win. The Gaga Magician, it's kind of too important. Like, I can use some card effects to play around not having this, but then the Emerald plays are just not as powerful anymore, and playing into hand traps just makes it more difficult if you don't have the Magician. But yeah, anyway, so we are here at this point. We're not going to go into a rank 5. We're not going to try and link away anything. We're just going to go in Dododo. So with the Dododo, same thing as ever, we are going to send our Onomatakage. Now in Lille, I always send Glove, and it was always fine. I drew Glove a couple of times as well, and that just kind of sucks, but you kind of take it at that point, you know? Onomatakage effect, special summon, and we're going to overlay with the Dododo Warrior. So I'm going to put it on the side, summoning the Gaga. Girl, where are you? So, Gaga Girl. Using her effect, we're going to detach the Dododo, and we're going to search for Onomata Pickup. Now, in this combo, the Onomata Pickup is even more amazing, and you're going to notice that in a second. So we have Izuna, Onomata Pickup, and then the Dododo is going to search for the Zubaba. So search your code. Do remember, if you draw any of these kind of bricks, the Onomatakage fundates as any one of these. So even if you've opened the code, you can just search the Onomatakage with the Dododo Warrior, which is nice. And then if you have the para, you can just search more follow-up instead. So that's actually a thing. Use the code, special summon, use the effect, summon the warrior. And then you're going to use pickup to search for the Onomatapara. And then the nifty thing that you're going to do, you're going to use pickup, targeting the Gaga code, making all 4 of these level 4. Now your 2 level 5 K9s are level 4, which is amazing. They've just become extenders for your regular combo. Now, the only thing that you need to remember, you cannot use these for a light attribute monster. So the downside of using the lantern, I guess. So yeah. But that doesn't matter, right? So the thing that we are actually going to do, we're going to overlay our coat and our lantern. We're going to make a granite first. Using the granite, so detaching the coat, we're going to search our Fossil Dyna. maybe you can swap around which exceed you're going to search first, just in case they are keeping an imperm for the Gallant Granite, because they don't want you to get the Pachycephalo. So if you really want to, you can make a duo drive first, just so you can search for that. And if they don't hand trap that, you can go Gaga Girl with the duo drive and make Future Zexal before going into Granite. So it cannot be impermed. It could actually be a thing. Probably should do that. So let's try that out, I guess. So do not go for the Granite first. So let's try that out. Going to duo drive. Using duo drive effect, we're going to detach from the Gaga Girl and we're going to detach our code. Searching for, we've used our normal summon again, so we are going to search for sort and note. Sort and note. And this way we can actually go into our Future Zexal first. I'm gonna put it on the side. So like this. And that way, when we are going into Gallant Granite now, they cannot imperm this card anymore. Actually, a decent strategy for this might be better. Let's check it out. We're gonna search for the Fossil Dyna. Let's just use the para already that we have, so that we can just do it. Onomatakage and Gambara Knight. That way we have everything that we need in our hand. The one downside right here, we do not have any Ryzials in our graveyard on the field. So you might think, how are we going to get the Ryzials out? This is crazy. Well, just special summon the node first. It doesn't matter. You have anti-targeting, you have hand trap stop. So even if they have Nibiru plus Imperm, you're safe. So that's kind of cool. Now use the sword effect. We still need our field spell, so we're actually going to search for Star again. What a surprise, I guess. So Star. I'm going to summon the Star by detaching the Ryzel Duo Drive. So the reason I do this, I want more Ryzel names in the graveyard for our field spell, using the field spell at that point as well, the Star to get the field. So set the field, activate the field. So like this. And right here we can overlay Star and Sword. I think, yeah, I have enough cards in the graveyard to go for Emerald, for an Emerald loop even. So Emerald, using it, detaching the sword, because that's the best one. And we're going to put back the Lantern. I love putting back Lantern, by the way, because you can actually loop it if the Ripper keeps it material for next turn. We're going to put back the Onomatakage, and we're going to put back the Zubara Bansho. Keeping the Dododo in there could have its actual uses, but probably it's going to put back in a later stage of this turn. And we're going to draw a card. Now, once again, it doesn't matter what we draw, it's just another blank. We've searched the Izuna, so I'm going to put this on the side for now. And then right here, we're going to overlay the Granite with the Emerald. They're already on the field for us. It's easy. So like this. And we're going to go with the Eclipse Twins. And then just like before, using Node, attributing the Eclipse Twins, summoning the Sword. Using Eclipse Twins, summoning the Daigusto Emerald with the Granite underneath. Like this. And then we're first going to go into Detonator. I like to make my Detonator a little bit faster if I can, but it's not always possible in 1 card or 2 card combos. Detonator effect. Attach the Eclipse Twins. That way we are once again a little bit safer next turn. We still have a lot of cards, which is actually amazing. Using the Gambara Knight, revealing once more our Gagaga Magician, and special summon it together with the Onomatakage. Overlay into the Gares. And then the Gares effect, detaching both. Special summoning the Fossil Dyna again. And then, just like before, Gambara Knight, adding our Onomatakage. Now, this is one of my favorite combos in the entire deck to do, but it's better going first, of course, because of the Noroi. Using the Emerald, detach the Granite. The one Exceed that we are going to keep in the graveyard is going to be the Granite. So right here you could put back the Duo Drive, but we only have 2 Ryziel names for the cross. So we are going to put back the Onomatakage, we are going to put back the Gambara Knight, and I could put back the Jokul. I don't think it actually matters. It's probably the better one to put back anyways. So put back the Jokul as well. Shuffle things up, draw a card. So we draw X. And then cross effect, put back the Duo Drive and the Star. And get another draw, and this time it's a Zubala Bancho. Can't draw all the hand traps all time. But once again, we still had 3 other cards in our opening hand, because we started with Noroi and Dododo. So this time, we still have 8 cards once more. This is actually a way better combo, opening Noroi plus Dododo, than it is of opening Ice plus Dododo, just because of the fact that with Star, you get an additional special stuff like that, so you actually get more value off of it. But yeah, I still like it. You have follow-up for days, you have like 8 cards in total. Like if you didn't side out Imperms, or you sided in the Solemn Judgments, like Solemn Judgment and the other card, what's its name? Unbreakable Exceed Barrier, I believe. Like these. If you still have 8 cards in your hand, that's just crazy. You might actually have it. Might put in the Solemn Scolding again over the Pot of Prosperity, so you have an additional chance of seeing a counter trap, because those actually win you the game right here. If this is your end board, 8 cards in hand, having a counter trap just solidifies it most of the time, so yeah. But yeah, that was the final combo that I want to show you guys. I even go full combo often through Fualos. I don't care about Fualos. I give my opponent sometimes 15 draws, sometimes 20. If they go double Fualos, they often end up like with 30 cards in their hand, because I have things like Ripper and the Utopic Future, stuff like a simple hand trap doesn't matter. You just keep your hand trap negate for the Nibiru if they don't draw on time. And it doesn't matter what they draw. They can have all the hand traps. You're just playing through it at that point. And in the end phase, Fualos says that you can only keep the amount that you have on field. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 6. That's 14 cards. You just shuffle the rest back at random. They might actually not have an out anyways. So yeah, that happens a lot. I think in the entirety when I use this combo, I've had it twice that my opponent went double Fua and they actually got to break this board. And I had it way more where my opponents used Purulia, Fua, stuff like that, combination of the two, and that they couldn't break the board. So it's actually more viable if you just full combo anyways. But yeah, those were the 3 best combos of the deck that I wanted to show you guys. The basic bread and butter of what the deck is capable of doing. I guess I'm gonna like go to the next video soon. So yeah, see you guys. Ciao.